inviting us again today.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate you for
Is it my
coming.
turn to share? Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Always,
it's
it's a
your
pleasure.
turn. Everyone has said something already.
Yes, that's wonderful. Again, I always keep reminding you that keep up the good work. What you're doing is exceptional, and surely it will make many changes. So always keep it up. Don't stop. I've had the previous conversations, but I would like to start with one of our sisters, with a Jamaican accent. She
Yeah.
asked a question that why do African people travel to the USA or those countries? And in her conclusion, she said money. I also have a question for her. My question is, she asked that why do we travel to these countries? And for money, right? I also have a question for her. Why not? My question is, why not? Why shouldn't African people travel to these countries? Why not? Why is it okay for a European explorer, Sir Albert Cook, Christopher Columbus, why is it okay for them to leave their countries? I told you, Martha, the white man was the first diasporan. These people left their country or their territories. They came to our beloved country, which I call Africa. Martha, I want to get one thing clear. Martha, I do not talk to you because you're from Cameroon. Every time I see a dark skin, I do not look at a country. As far as I'm concerned, I do not know what Nigeria is or what Cameroon is or what Uganda is. When I see a black skin, the first thing that comes to my mind is my sister. When I see a black man, the first thing that comes to my mind is my brother. I do not give a damn about these territories that these white men called our countries. Do you know that in our countries we have lakes and rivers and mountains and roads and monuments named after white men? How many times have you gone to the USA and you find a monument of Nkwame Nkrumah? How many lakes have you had that are named after Obasanjo or are named after Shaka Zulu? Have you ever been to the UK and you found a lake named after an African man? But why is it that our
Never.
lakes and rivers, our monuments, our main roads are named after white men? Lake Victoria in my country was named after the Queen. Are you telling me that before the Queen came to Uganda, this lake did not exist? Why do you
We
call my
even have
river?
a city in
See,
Cameroon.
why do you call my river River Nile? It has its own name. My people gave it its own name. Okay, so let's get this thing clear that diaspora does not only mean African people. Diaspora is any person. The first diasporans were the white people. They left their areas, they came to our areas and conquered. You understand? So my question is, why not? Actually, it's the contrary. All black people, please, guys, pack up your bags and go to these countries. Martha, I keep telling you, we need to conquer these people. Do you know that 75% of the wealth of the USA was built on the backs of your grandfathers? They picked people from our continent, took them for slavery with no payment to build them railroads, to work in their farms, in their sugarcane plantations, okay, to work in their homes. My dear, our previous sister, my great-grandparents built the US. Every time you see New York City, every time you see Washington, D.C., this is the sweat of my great-grandparents. What are you talking about? I must go. I must go to these countries because they were built by my grandparents. Martha, your great-great-great-grandparents built the United Kingdom. They built Sweden. They built all these countries because they were the slaves who worked for free. They were harassed, they were sexually abused, they were tortured. And guess what? They ended up building a very wonderful country, a very wonderful continent that everybody wishes to go to. This is the sweat of our grandparents. So we need to go to these places that our grandparents built and we need to conquer them. Do you know that 75% of the American gold came from Africa? Do you know that
For
the
sure.
UK does not have, if it has a lot, if any, it does not have more than five gold mines. If they are there, they are dry. All the wealth that the UK has piled came from Africa. The gold that came from the place of Mobutu Sese Seko in Democratic Republic of Congo, the gold of Ghana, the gold of Nigeria, the gold of all these countries, it came from my continent.
So
The
true.
UK is the UK because of the gold from my continent. The Queen is the Queen because of the gold from my continent. You understand what I'm trying to say? So do not tell me that I'm coming to these countries only for money. I am coming to enjoy what my grandparents worked for. Now, back to the point. We have been brainwashed. The biggest problem of Africa, according to me, is education and religion. For as long as we know that the Son of God is white and the hater of God is black, Martha, I bet you $1 million US. If I had it, I would gladly give it to anybody who can bring any 20 African children on random, or 20 men, or 1,000 men in Africa, and ask them, please, what is the color of the Lord Jesus Christ? Trust me, no one will ever say he's black. But yet, if you read the Holy Scriptures, this guy grew up in Egypt. He grew up in the territories of Africa. Jesus, their white Jesus, was born and raised in Africa. When he took refuge, he took the refuge in Africa. The first mathematics came from Africa. The first medical doctors came from Africa. Before people went to Harvard to study medicine and be gynecologists, our great grandmothers were giving C-sections in Africa. Are you telling me that people did not give birth in Africa because there are no hospitals? Our people did C-sections. Our people gave birth. We had women who understood the anatomy of a man. When we had wounds and cuts, our parents would go to the bush and pick some herbs and give us. But here we are. If you don't take a white tablet called paracetamol, your headache will not clear. But yet in Africa, we don't take paracetamol, okay? We take herbs and we are fine. We have been brainwashed to think that everything white is good and everything black is bad. And I want to tell you as a chemist that the chemical composition of a black man is highly different and highly upgraded and better than the chemical composition of a white man. We have a chemical called melanin. This kind of melanin is different from the white man. The melanin composition is a mixture of hydrogen, carbon, and other elements, and mostly carbon and hydrogen being one of the most chemically bonding elements that we have in the world today, because everything is carbonic, you understand? If you look at the carbonic component of a black man who has what we call the uromelanin, the white man has pheomelanin. Our melanin composition is stronger than them by a billion and billion and billion of times. The biggest hate that the white man has over a black man is simply the fact that this man has melanin and we are the original people of the world. Allow me to give you another history. The original people in Australia were black. The original people in India were black. If you want to check Google and see, there's a group of people called the Tamilados, the Malwari. These are the most intelligent people in India. They are black. The CEO of Google comes from that place. Most of the greatest engineers and doctors and surgeons come from that place. The original peoples in Philippines were black. The original people in the Amazon were black. The original people in the USA were black, although they tried to say that they were red Indians, yet we all know that really no one can be red. As far as I'm concerned, every time a white man comes to Uganda, he is the one who is red. So there's no red Indian. These people, if you look at the pictures, the ancient pictures, these people were black. My dear, the way I look at Africa is different from the way most people look at it. We are the true divine creatures, the original people on this planet. Yes.
We have a question here.
Yes.
Mr. Shenkesi says, what time in history are we talking about?
Okay. I may not give you the date, but you look around. If you go to India, you find a species of black people. If you go to Australia, you find a species of black people. I'll ask you a question. Where did these people come from? You understand? If you go to different parts of the world, you will find black people. Yes, some may say brown, but I would like to keep it between white and black. You understand? So, What is the point that I'm trying to bring? I am trying to say that Africans, we've been brainwashed to forget how important we are, how beautiful and intelligent we are. We have been brought to think that everything white is good, that every time you see an American movie, it is always a white man rescuing black people. I bet you now, go on your Google and type African children. The first 1,000 pictures that Google will bring will be of a poor baby who is hungry
Mm.
with no water. The country where I come from, we have multiple rivers, we have streams, we have lakes, we have molten ice from the mountains. Those pictures, yes, could be there like any other country because there are poor people in the USA, there are homeless people in the USA. But if you see the pictures that they portray on the social media about Africa, they will always portray negativity. They will always portray the worst of Africa. We are the poor people, we are the sickly people, everything bad is black. This is the problem with Africa, and everything good is white. This is the challenge that we're facing. My brother gave a very, very, very beautiful comment. He said that African people were intelligent from the beginning. Martha, I do not know your Cameroonian language, but I bet that the numerals 1 to 10, you have what you call them in your language. Because in my language, there's a way we call 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. We know how to call multiplication, division, subtraction. I don't need to speak English in my country when I'm speaking mathematics. Look at China. China is a superpower now. Why? They have chemistry in Chinese. They have physics in Chinese. Their geography is in Chinese. But here we are in Africa, studying the Tennessee Valley Authority. We are studying the mountains in the USA. We are studying the states and the government of other countries. Yet we have our own things. That is
Mm.
what my brother was trying to say. We have mathematics in Africa. We have chemistry in Africa. We had physics in Africa. How all this thing was washed out of the history, this is their biggest success. They succeeded in washing away all our greatest achievements. But thank God that you can go back to the pyramids in Egypt and you'll see these things there. The pharaoh has never been white. Do you understand? What's the point that I'm trying to make? I'm trying to say that we need to stop this issue of diaspora. We are coming to look for money. We are in other people's countries. No, my dear, this is our planet. We belong anywhere. Anywhere you want to go, you have the right to go. Anything you want to do, you have the right to do it. Our brother
Yeah.
said another point. He said that go wherever you want to go, do your best, and bring the resources back to Africa.
That's
I
it.
agree. Martha, last time I told you we need to come to these countries and conquer, get the
Mm.
gold, get the money, go back to Africa and make a difference because we know what to do. It does not require 20 people to make a change. No, it requires only one determined man to make a change. Because if you study what these white people do, everything they did, they only did it through one man. It was always one man's name. You look at the brands that we wear, it is one man's name.
Mm.
You're putting on a Marks and Spencer, it is a man's name. You're driving a Mercedes Benz, it is a man's name. You're drinking Coca-Cola, it is a man's name. It has always been a one-man solution kind of life. It does not require 20 people. So I am not in the group of people that are blaming the government. I do not blame the government for anything. I blame myself because it is
Mm.
me to change. Alika Dangote has built the biggest refinery project in the world single-handedly. What's the difference between
Brother,
Alika
actually,
Dangote
yeah,
and Donald Trump? What is the difference? Supposing we have
yeah.
20 or 40 Dangotes. I'm not talking about his money, I'm talking about his mindset. A Dangote mindset. Then we shall take over the world. Brothers and sisters, let us go and conquer and do our best
Mm.
to change this narrative. Forget this issue of diaspora. The first diaspora was a white man. Me, my problem is religion and education. For you to tell me that I should bring my tithes and give it to you, the pastor who you call a man of God, that you should go and buy yourself a private jet. The poor fools, I call them poor fools, excuse my language, who spend their whole lives in church claiming to worship a God, which God they move with in their hearts every day. They sleep with God every day in their beds. They walk with Him every day. But they believe they have to go to a certain cathedral or a certain location to worship this God and give Him their little money. You're a housemaid. You're earning 800 dirham. You're supposed to take 80 dirham to this so-called man of God to represent you by offering your tithe. God does not eat money, my dear. God is not a prostitute to chop your money. You don't take God to a yacht and a beach party and take him out, and therefore he's going to eat your tithe. God is the spirit, he's within. Now this man is buying expensive cars, buying private jets, living in a mansion while your shoe is getting worn out. You're struggling with your degree because a man of God said he has to dream for you, he has to prophesy. This nonsense of going to churches for prophecies from a mere man instead of waking up and going and struggling and fighting and conquering the world is the biggest problem of Africa. That anytime a man stands up to make a difference, they'll start telling you, God doesn't like this. Now you're proud. These things you're doing are satanic. People are busy innovating things and you're busy calling it satanic, isn't it? You're busy telling people now there's a 666, Satan is coming. People are busy making inventions. Elon Musk grew up in South Africa. All his brains and all his achievements started way back in South Africa. Come on, how many other examples do you want us to bring for us fellow Africans to believe that we're the greatest people on the planet? You want me to talk of Usain Bolt? You want me to talk of Tiger Woods? This is just sports. You want me to talk of the people that invented the HIV cure and they were murdered? What examples would you want us to really give for people to believe that we need to change this narrative? We need to stop thinking.
Think with me.
Yes, please.
Mr. Kwame says he disagrees with you.
Okay, no problem. No
And he's
problem.
up here. Hello, Mr. Kwame.
Hi, good evening.
Thank you for joining. You're highly welcome.
Thank you.
Please go ahead with your contribution because you're trying to tell us in the comment section that you disagree with Mr. Think with me.
Yeah, so first of all, honestly, I partially had fair idea of the discussion, but the part where he was mentioning that he has mentioned a lot of great men who had made it in life, and it was nothing to do with church or tithing and etc. Yeah, he may be right on a point, but the source of the wealth of people we don't know. Okay, it is God that giveth wealth to people. I live in Dubai. People in these Arabic countries are very rich, yet they are not Christians. That doesn't mean that God cannot make people wealthy. You understand? However, the fact that Dangote is rich, Elon Musk, and the rest are building and doing great things doesn't mean that white people initiated Christianity to us. So it's a jargon. We shouldn't get involved in it. It is an individualistic something. That is why we say that, or the Bible says it and make it clear that salvation is individual. If you choose to work hard, one thing I keep telling people is that after you have prayed, fasted, get out from your room and go and hustle. Then you are getting somewhere. But when you get to the point you see, you can never survive without a God. There are two things happening now on this earth. Either you are surviving with a God from heaven or the God from the earth, either Mammon or the God of heaven himself. There is no middle ground. So everyone that is making it understands the principles of wealth making and is applying or using. Being wealthy is spiritual before physical. Everyone who is wealthy is spiritual before physical. Unfortunately, our generation, we are reading books of great people without we having a first encounter about how they actually made it. When I spend time on Netflix, I have watched people about how movies on how McDonald's made it, how Facebook made it, how other ladies who were rich or started made it. All of them made it by working very hard, but they had a God factor. So when we are learning, we shouldn't learn partially, because we have heard most of the things we hear on social media is heresy or hearsay. Somebody comes online and say, work hard, make it, forget about this Christianity. White man brought Christianity. Why are we even getting ourselves wasting our time? If you don't want to pay tithe, keep your money, do what you want to do with it. But don't prevent someone else from doing what is right, because we are all entitled to our own messages or comments or judgment.
Can I ask you a question also?
Yeah, I'm listening, sir.
Okay.
I've seen
My name is Think With Me. Yeah. Okay. Just a quick one. So, before are you saying that before this Christianity came, all the people that did not know about this Christianity, therefore they were not tithing or following the religious norms, as we speak now, they are all in hell? Are you saying that your great grandparents who came before you, before this Bible that you're claiming that people have a God aspect, are you saying that all your great grandparents before Christianity did not have a God, so therefore they're in hell?
Okay, thank you very much. It's a very good question. Now, before the existence of our great great grandfather, there was wealth. There was wealth, meaning that when the world was created, as a Christian, as I'm speaking, I am not a pastor though, I am a Christian. When the world was created, God even established wealth among the world when it was created. And that is why we had different rivers, there was gold, there was everything available when God created. And He put Adam in the midst of this wealth. And so He taught Adam the principle of making wealth before He told him to now find a wife or gave him a wife.
Excuse
So
me, brother.
before,
Just a minute.
I'm
Excuse
coming.
me,
Let me,
brother.
let me land. Let me land.
Eh,
Just 1 second. Just please, just 1 second.
He is
The
deviating.
point is, before wealth or whatever, there are principles of making wealth. Whether you are a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, atheist, whichever. Okay, I have chosen the principle of making wealth by believing in Jesus Christ. You have chosen the principle. Listen, I live in China. You have chosen the principle of making wealth by working hard and making it. That is yours. So it is an individualistic thing. So the fact that you are making it with great doesn't mean that when I'm trusting in the Lord Jesus Christ, I cannot be wealthy.
You are not answering the question. You are not answering the question, brother.
well,
Please.
leave him. Okay, 1 minute. Can I come in also? Because this is
Guys,
the Martha. This is the root of the problem. Can I come
guys,
in here?
please, let's not forget it's all about life for Africans in the diaspora.
Yes, that's the point.
Okay. All right.
Can I,
Please.
Martha?
I think Kwame met me here. Martha, you jump over me. Martha, I'm angry. Martha, you jump over
Please,
me. You
sir.
told Kwame,
Please,
and
Mr.
Kwame met
Kamara,
me
I
here.
beg of you. It's because he said he disagreed with Mr. Think with me. That's why I wanted him to bring out his point of view. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
apologize, sir.
All right. So
Yeah,
no
but
problem. No
I did
problem.
not
But
get a
before.
chance to respond to this gentleman. Okay, decide on. Let me know.
Okay.
But
Okay. 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 Response before I begin, please. Go
yeah,
ahead.
Camara, thank you. Thank you for coming back again. I remember you're always here every week. Anyway, Martha, for me, this is the problem now that I want to terminate. Now, this gentleman is speaking of a name called Adam. Why does it have to be an Adam or an Eve or a Sarah or an Amanda? Why can't it be Amadou? Why
Mm.
can't it be Ogwechuku? Why can't it be that in the beginning there was Ogwechuku who had a wife called Amadou? This is the thing that really annoys me. He's bringing a submission through a book that he just got to know when he was born. I want a book that is talking about, for example, my name is called Tindimwebwa. Tindimwebwa means I'll never forget you. I want a book that says in the beginning there was a man called Tindimwebwa who happens to be my grandfather. I do not. Why does it have to be Adam? Why does it have to be John? Why does a disciple have to be Matthew? Can't he be something? I mean, for Christ's sake, are we that bad that we're not even included in this holy book? That nobody in Africa deserves to be in this holy book. Anyway, let me not be religious. But the point is,
Too much.
the point I'm trying to make is, Martha, we need to embrace ourselves as Africa. We need to love ourselves. We need to do our best and understand that we're a special kind of people. We should not
Exactly.
hate each other. We should not compete. We should not listen to what other people are imposing on us. And for Christ's sake, for once, let us have a doubt. Always doubt and think for yourself. Don't just follow blindly. Martha, I've told you, I do not know Cameroon or Nigeria or anywhere. When I see a black person, you're my sister. When I see a black man, you're my brother. This is the spirit. Let us do our best and change the narrative of what the stereotype thinks of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Think with me, for your contribution. You know, I'm super excited whenever you come around. I want you to be around every day. We appreciate you and we pray you keep coming. You're always there. So I'm confident you're always there. Now, I believe the 36 participants we have here, guys, you all are hearing. It's all about us embracing ourselves, and I strongly believe in that. Trust me. Where I am, they intimidate me every day. They insult me every day, but they know when you're doing whatever your shakara, everything you're doing, only my facial expression is telling you I don't care. I am matter. I'm a black woman. I know who I am. I'm confident. So whatever you're doing your own. I am me. Sometimes they are some of them are watching me and I know because they even share it. And sometimes when they start asking me, what gives you the guts? What makes you think you can stand in front of the camera? I tell them because I matter, because I'm a black woman, because I know a black woman can do anything, she can do everything, and they are always very shocked. Do you know why? Because I've embraced who I am. I'm just doing me. I know I can talk. I know I hate what I see around me. I hate the things some of these people do. I hate it and I cannot keep quiet. So I must talk about it. And now, where I am, they are angry because I'm talking about it. When I put some of these videos I cut like this, I put them on my status. And even my director sees them. Most of my supervisors sees them. And they keep asking me, I like the funniest thing is they ask me what makes you think you have the right to do what you're doing. I'm doing it because I feel like I'm human. You're not the one that gives me the air I breathe. So you have no right to take it from me. You have no right to stop me from doing what I feel like I should be doing because you think you're a white person. They always make mockery and they talk about Africans, they talk about Cameroonians, but I tell them, amongst those people, there are special people amongst them. You cannot intimidate them, you cannot make them feel less of themselves. That's just matter. You do it. Maybe I'll look at you and I'll get angry. But the facial expression I'll give you, you go back and have a rethink. Okay? So I agree with Mr. Think with me. It's not all about being religious or whatever, but just accept who you are. Accept who you are. I mean, embrace it and keep your head high. I mean, very, you get it, up high. That's just it. So let's keep going. Hello, Mr. Kamara.
All right.
Let's continue. Guys, we are
All
not
right.
stopping anytime
Thank
soon.
you.
I mean,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
you're welcome,
Thank you
sir.
so much, Martha. Before I begin, I would like to give you kudo, to applaud you for what you are doing. And again, I saw one of your video that is trending right now on Facebook where you say you are the only person from your village and from your town and from your family, and the whole family depend. So that is very trendy, it's very, very motivational, and it's somehow, it's good, I
Mr.
appreciate that.
Kamara, please let me say something. People
Yeah.
don't understand me. Whenever I
Mm.
come, I tell them I'm a monologist. I love telling stories. Now, when I look at my surrounding, I look at what is happening, what is troubling my people. Now, I can bring this story and personalize it. And I know my people in our society, they love gossip, they love being emotional. So I'll try as much as possible to be emotional so I can get that expression and response from my people. And I'm glad I'm getting it. That's not the only video. If you check my profile, I have some videos I've pinned. They are all stories. And trust me, these are actual things that are happening. People are experiencing
Yeah.
this because I have thousands of people relating to those stories.
Yeah,
I'll come out here with
the
more.
sad part, the sad part of that story is that you are doing everything, and you are alone, but no one is seeing your problem. You are the problem solver, but no one is solving your problem. That is the sad part of the story, where you have no one to give you that hug when you need it. Where you see, and the family are not around you; they are only thinking about helping them over there. Where you have problem, you don't have problem, they don't want to know. So I appreciate it, but it's a little bit sad, sorrowful a little bit, but we let us we all are going through this thing, sorry. And before I begin, concerning what Mr. Think with me said, um I I agree with him, but not entirely. the area where he said diaspora, that let us forget about diaspora. We are going out, we are conquering them, the whole world is ours, you know. In some sense, he said, it's true that the world belongs to all of us as African. Mata, are you there?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, but I would take a distance a little bit from that, because I think we should call a spade a spade. Why? Because why is it that we should focus on diaspora? Because if you say that let us go conquer them, let us go take what they took from all these things. Some of us has come into this Western world where we are pursuing what they took from us, and that will make us to to be to be there forever, that we will not even have the means to go back home. Because if you are a diaspora, if you come to only get money, to make money and go back, if you have that mindset, then you can able to work on it as quick as possible to go back. But if you come in the process of even doing that, sometime you will get married, sometimes you will get a relationship, sometimes you will be affiliated, you will be acquainted with this area where you are living. It will be hard for you to go back to the continent. So there is a lot of the positive and the negative part. We shouldn't forget about that, the positive and the negative. The positivity where you will get some money and get sent back home to families or for investment whatsoever. But the negativities are, if for instance, if you get married to someone or to some Westerner, even when you have children with this person, you cannot just go and leave your children with that person, because you will be attached to that country or to that person whom you get married to. So we get a lot of the inconvenience. So we should also think about that, because the brother was talking about religion. Religion, yeah, I don't like to dispute religion too much, but we should recognize that some people are merely religious. They try to do everything on the basis of religion. Some people will not, whether be a Muslim or Christian, or some people will try to embrace the traditional religion. So I think when we come on the platform like this, we should respect, we should not accuse a particular religion that they have come and take over. Religions can come and stay, some religion can come and go. But Christianity and Islam, all these things has come and stay, and they have propagated all over Africa. Like the one that happened right now in Kenya, where a church leader took his congregation to a bush where he said, you are going to fast to your death until you go to meet Jesus. Imagine how you can brainwash your congregation to fast to their death in order to meet Jesus. Why? And people that die in that, up to now, they have not yet even finished exhuming them from their grave. Some of them are children, some of them are adults, women, all these things. So some religions, sometimes people are brainwashed different way. We have to educate our people back home, especially those that don't have that cognitive way of thinking. Because you can think, but if you don't think cognitively, that and to reason that this is the one that I have to differentiate the good and the bad. If I doing this thing, let us manage the religion. But what is this? The God that you are serving, you have to starve yourself before you go meet that God in certain way. That means it's different thing,
Mm-hmm.
So it, as we were talking about the diaspora, in the diaspora there are many things that is going on here.
Very true.
Especially if you get in the diaspora, you don't get a proper document. You don't get, or you get into this diaspora without a proper document. You should be expecting to be maltreated. You should be expecting direct racism. You should be expecting hunger. If you are a lady, you should be expecting yourself that you are going to use your body in order to feed or to do whatsoever. Even some men. Yesterday, I was looking at a video of one of our brother from Nigeria. He said he sold his fatherland and in Nigeria to go to Dubai.
See?
He spent 2 years in Dubai without work. So what happened? He got a work in the massage parlor where he was massaging those men and women. So he said when he started massaging the women, and some client, when they come, they say after massage, they will tell him you have to complete your work. Then he told them, but I should complete my work in what way? Then they told him you have to use your body on us. So this guy was complaining that sometimes he can do 3 to 4, 5 women a day. He said he has lost his body. He has reduced, he has misused his body. The way he was healthy is no longer like that. So he was complaining. He was even begging people that they should rescue him, either to give him another job, because the job he's doing, that's massage job he's doing, it doesn't like it no longer.
Oh my.
So not a woman alone. It's not only women alone that do those things to survive. Look at this young Nigerian guy that sold his fatherland in order to survive that way. Imagine, on his expectation, he thought that he is coming to make more money in order to replace whatever he has sold in his country. But he ended up massaging women, going extra mile in order to get money. Because
You
he
see,
spent 2
Mr.
years
Tamara,
without
that's
work.
what we are doing here. Every day we keep repeating it. We discourage people from indebting themselves for diaspora, from selling that family asset. It's a very bad thing. He's not the only one, trust me. There are several Africans out here in the diaspora. Even if we want to talk about UAE, there are hundreds or maybe even thousands of Africans out here in the UAE. For those who indebted themselves for diaspora or for UAE, or for those who sold family assets, maybe land or house or whatever, for UAE, trust me, because you don't first of all know what UAE is preparing for you. Ignorance, you know nothing. You base on what your agents told you, whoever that was assisting you in traveling. You base on your mind on what they told you. And trust me, these people, we keep repeating it. These people will never tell you the truth. They'll never tell you it's going to take you months to get a job. They'll never tell you there's no job waiting for you, that someone is just going to fit you in. If you're coming to just get into a job, then it must be direct employment. But if it's not direct employment, you're coming with tourist visa or job exploration visa, trust me, it's going to take you a very long time, because there are thousands of people who are jobless already in the UAE. So you should not just be there thinking because your agent told you you will just come and get a job, you think it's just going to be that easy. It's a lie. It's a lie. That's why we always encourage people to share this live broadcast. So Africans back home will hear it directly from the horse's mouth. They'll hear it from people who are on ground, who are in the diaspora. Don't listen only to what your agents are telling you. We had a brother, Mr. I'm Blessed. He was here last week and he said something. Listen to people who will tell you negative things about the place you're going to, and people who will be telling you positive things about the place you're going to. Because even those ones telling you those negative things, they have a point to make. There will be something you learn from them. You get it? Yes. And I extracted that part and I uploaded it. So because I want people to keep listening to these things. Those who want to hear
That's
to
right.
hear.
It's very good that way, because some people are stuck. Some people are stuck in the diaspora. They can no longer go back due to lack of money, due to because they don't want to go empty-handed, because they have sold those property. They want to make
Yeah,
money in order to
yeah,
replace what they have sold. So as
yes.
a result, they will be stuck in the diaspora. They will
And
be
you will
stuck
do
in Dubai, in
anything.
Europe, in
You feel
Italy, all
embarrassed.
over.
Those people will start telling you, so you want to go back home with nothing, empty-handed? What will you tell your family? They'll be disappointed. They'll feed your ears with all those things, and you'll be like, it's okay, let me do anything. We discourage people from that mindset of I will go there and do anything. We don't want Africans to keep traveling with I will do anything when I get there. It's because of that anything that people find themselves into
Yeah,
difficult situations.
Martha, can I come in,
yes,
please?
because that
Sure.
anything, it mean many things. It mean many things. Come in, brother.
Okay, so I would like to share a story like what you are saying with you. First of all, I wanted to make it clear to I think one brother, Mr. Think something, he made a nice, profound
Yeah,
statement.
think
But
with me.
I wanted to correct something. The reason why I came in earlier was that if you would make it, you would make it. But don't base it on the fact that because you are too religious, that is why you are not making it. And people like Elon Musk and the rest, they are not Christians, yet they are making it. That is when you start making those comments. That is where I find it a little bit uncomfortable. If someone either is a Christian, Muslims are making it, atheists are making it, Christians are making it. So just say people are making it, but don't say people because we are religious. That's why we are not making it. That is one. Number two, I believe that Africa has hope because Africa has us. That is you and I and every other person listening. However, I am one person who believes in Pan-Africanism. That is one. Number two, Dubai is like the sixth place I have been. Last 2 weeks I was in London. I've been to, I studied in China. I've worked with Ghanaian communities. I've worked with books, graduate union of Ghanaian students, etc. Now the point is that I have observed one thing. We are very Africans. We are good at speaking with all the good grammars, but we don't know how to put things in place or do anything. We can be on social media and give all the ideas, but when we are giving the nod to act, we fail drastically. So it is not about, oh, if you are religious, you gotta work hard. It has nothing to do with that. Give any of us speaking a youth minister in our own country, and let us all vote for the president and say, okay, you go in there, you've seen a problem with the diaspora, go and work on it, and you will see the embarrassment. So for me, it is not about coming online sometimes and making people feel that you are speaking sense, for lack of a better word, but it's about doing, like doing the thing itself. Because we can be on social media for like 20 hours and say a lot of wonderful things. You know, we can even be on social media and insult our presidents and ministers and etc. and leaders. When we are giving those nods, we fail drastically. We fail, and why do we do that? We fail because we don't learn the proper way. We learn from what we have heard and seen, but we then learn from the roots of how we are supposed to do it. So I have realized that Africans too, we are our own enemies. We are so competitive that we fail to be united. African can never be united. We can say,
Now
oh,
is a
united,
course you are saying to
Never
united.
say
Africa.
never,
Brother
sir.
Hold
Kwame,
on,
The
You
reason why
never
I'm saying
know.
that,
Kwame,
well, the reason why I'm saying
Kwame,
that is I have
Let me
typical
come in a little
examples.
bit.
that is too
There are
much.
a day
Brother
when I'm
That
doing
is
Kwame,
too
Never
something.
much.
say
no.
That is too
never.
Don't lay a
extreme.
cause.
That
Never
Brother,
word
say
is
brother,
too
brother
never.
extreme.
We
Kwame,
disagree with you,
Martha,
Mr.
please.
Kwame.
Brother Kwame,
Yeah, you can, you
don't
can.
lay a
We are
cause on
entitled to our
Africa.
opinion.
That
But
no, even your
come
name.
on,
I
let me
think you
land.
should
Let me
Disagree
respect
land.
with
your
you,
name.
No,
Mr.
no, no, no,
Kwame.
no. Let me land.
Because
Even me,
that
I
your
will not
name,
agree.
Because when
Kwame,
you're making your
that your
statement,
name you
nobody told
bearing.
you. So
Please wait,
Kamara, let me land.
Kwame, please wait. That your name you bearing that one is a name of our greatest Pan-Africanist. So please, we are not expecting that kind of word from you because that name you are bearing, I beg you should respect that name. Kwame Nkrumah, we all Africans know that. So please respect that name that you are bearing. That
Understand,
you say Africa, because the man he died because of Africa unity, and up to now we are working toward that. So if you say never say never, because we know whether in our lifetime or our children's lifetime, it will be. It will surely be. So we should not give a chorus that, oh, it would never be, Africa will never be united. No, it's
Okay,
just that
so
you have lose
Mr. Kamara,
you have
let
lose
me land.
confidence. Yes.
I believe if you allow me to land, you probably understand what I'm trying to say. Now, I'm speaking
Yeah,
or
but
saying based
I
on.
don't want
No,
you
no,
to
no. Please,
generalize it.
let
Don't
me
say
finish because when
we.
you are making your
Some
submission,
of
know,
us.
no,
that
no, no.
word, see,
I
I
don't
want
think
you
this
to
is
refer.
the
See, Mr. Kwame, let me say
when
this
you are
now.
making
I
your
too will not
submission.
sit down and agree with that, and I say, because you just make a statement that we can come here and spend time and talk. You don't know me. You can only speak
That's
for
right.
yourself. And you see, sometimes when you
That's right.
speak, there's a way to use language. Okay, you can only
Yes.
sit down your small corridor and you say what you want to say about yourself. You don't know me.
That's right.
You don't know what I'm doing in my place. You don't think I'm not just a social media person. In fact, let me tell you something. Come around 12:30 Nigerian time. Come and watch my live stream. Then you will see the things you are going to see. It will surprise you that it's not everybody. So when you want to talk, don't generalize something and then make it Africa will never. Please, that is too much. We are talking
Okay,
about
okay,
transformation
okay. So
and a change.
I withdraw
See,
that
and I want to
statement.
tell you
So we
something.
move forward.
Listen, guy, wait. I want to say this. If you then make that statement and you are being corrected, please, you can reverse it. This is the problem we're having. Sometimes we don't want to
I
take
just
responsibility.
withdraw it now. It's like sometimes
So
we
thank
should
you.
calm down. Let's not apply emotions to intellectual discussions. I was just trying to make a point, and you took it out of context. Sometimes you need to allow people to land. When they land and they are done, and you are coming in, then you know that they finished their statement, and perhaps what they said there was an error somewhere. Then you come in so that the listeners can also pick something out of it. But if you pick them out of emotion, I want to correct the person. Sometimes the person will also, rebut or give a rebuttal. The point I'm making is that, in the summation, let me just summarize in a few minutes. One, I have redrawn the statement I made, but with my involvement in different student leadership, not only in Ghana, but within the diaspora, in different organizations, I realized that we are extremely competitive. That assuming there is an election, today there's an election, and Mata is bringing up something new for the diaspora. We all know, okay, Mata started it. We want to elect the person. We want to do the ABCD. There will be a serious argument. Look at the elections that goes on, not only in my country, Ghana, all other countries, and look at what is going on. Put that aside. Now look at China, where there is one party state. Look at Dubai. See how they are progressing. Look at the countries that there is always a supreme leader or just one person or one party state. You see how they are doing, and compare it to our African countries where we say we are going to bound together and united. My country and Singapore gain independence at the same time. Guess what is happening? So sometimes, yes, we all have that vim and that morale. We are going to connect and do the African thing. We are going to, yes, there may be a lot of live stuff going on. But as I say, and I'm saying it again, saying it on social media is different from doing it. For all you know, there are a lot of thieves who want to find themselves in leadership, but they have nothing to offer. They are good at speeches. They are good at speaking things to get involved in leadership and making difference. Give them the nod and they'll fail drastically. That was where I was coming from because I have encountered it personally with presidents. So sometimes it's not about good speech, what you think, it's about doing it. If you say Africa is going to be united and do A, B, C, D, what have you done for yourself? What have you been able to do so far? What can you write home about? If you said that, then I come and I watch your content, etc. I'm like, okay, you've been able to unite about 500 people, and you're pushing them to a Pan-Africanism, etc., etc. Then I know you are speaking. But if you have nothing to show, then I'll have an argument or issue with that. Thank you very much, and I think I would have to. And God bless you richly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kwame, for coming, and thank you for your contribution. We appreciate you, and truly, you got a point. Your point of view always um is always valid. Yes, we your point of view matters, and we believe in what you're saying. What you're saying is actually true. You're correct. Though some people and myself didn't agree on some points, but it's well. We are working towards unity, And we believe everything is possible with God. With God, you and I know all things are possible. So we believe and we are just believing. So let's move to the
Good evening,
next
everyone.
speaker. Hello, Mr. Born to Do It.
Yeah, good evening.
You're
Yeah, I
welcome.
had a topic. That was what I requested. Yeah,
Okay.
I just want to talk on the very issue. You see, Africa, if we follow in those days, people were very scared to even talk about Africa unity, to be honest. In the
Hmm.
days of, in the days of Kwame Nkrumah, there were only few people who were talking about this Africa unity. Many people were scared. Many people never believed it. If you see nowadays, many people are coming. Many people are talking about it. Many people are pushing towards it, looking for a solution to bring us together. That goes to tell that if we really make our mind, it can work. I don't think there's any point of being pessimistic about this thing. We are Africans. If there's a part I'm supposed to play, I play the part. I should not say, because that man is behaving like that, it means the thing cannot work. Or because that country do this, do that, it means the thing cannot work. No, we should be optimistic. It's not the matter that everybody must come at once or everybody must do the same thing at once. No, it's a gradual process. So what I'm just saying
Yes.
is that let's have it in our mind that we can do it. No matter
Yeah.
how long it will take, we can do it and we
And
are
it's
going to do it.
possible.
So that is what I'm saying. We know that there are many things that we need to put in place. So there's many work is to be done because we know how deep corruption and colonialism has taken Africa, dividing our mindset. So what we are struggling to do is to bring our minds first together.
Mm-hmm.
From then now to yes, we need to bring our minds together, and I believe that is what many people are doing. If you go to social media, you see many people are preaching this Africanism. So I don't think it's a big deal to say it will not work. No, I don't think so. It's going to work. All we need to do is to bring our minds first together. When we bring our minds
Yes.
together, I mean, the real thing is just because the first thing is the mind. We have this mental slavery. Yeah, that is one of our big problems. So we are struggling to emancipate from that. Yes, I believe, and it's really working. It's working. Many people are coming out of it now. Many are coming out of it. So I believe with time, it's just a matter of time. But what
Please,
I
there is
want
a
is for
comment
us to be
here.
optimistic.
There is a comment here. Uh, Mature says our parents danced to the old timer sounds from old nations and they were all happy, but now, and it's true, it's because our parents accepted it. They decided to endure. This our generation. We don't want to endure. We've tested it and it's so sour for us. We cannot. We don't want to swallow it. We want to vomit it, and it's true. It's possible. So thank you so much, Mr. Bond, to do it. We have 4 minutes more because it's almost 9 p.m. I told you guys, come on time so we can have this discussion. We are live for 2 hours every Wednesday and Friday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. UAE time. So let's give Mr. Shen Casey an opportunity to say something before we round up, please. Hello, Mr. Shen Casey. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi again. Oh my goodness. I don't so much has been said. I wish that people can keep their conversations really brief because so many things get said that you don't have people that can interject some other ideas. And especially when some of our brothers are saying things that they passionately believe in, but they need someone that can at least give them a little bit of clarity to expand their minds on other things. Because we have a lot of people with different experiences or that have read much and they will need to interject to clear up some of these things. Like we're talking of like the is it Think With Me? He spoke of the pharaohs and stuff, and I was in the comment section. He was talking about pharaohs and stuff, and say, hey, all pharaohs black and stuff. Someone need to be able to step in and say, no, not all pharaohs were black. You had Romans, Caesars, that they were pharaohs. You had the Ptolemy dynasty that was all from Rome. So they ruled Africa. And the reason why I bring that up is to let people humble themselves with the knowledge they have. we're talking about ourselves here, and we're just talking about us Homo sapiens. So let's understand that there are different people on this platform with deeper knowledge on certain subjects. And when you say certain things, even though we understand your passion and it makes some sense, but some of it is just nonsense to someone else that has done much research on this stuff. Because if we're talking about ourselves, we Homo sapiens. So I'm asking, did we talk about Neanderthal men? Do we know about Homo erectus? What version of those people are? And how is it that they disappear? What happened? That goes back to an ancient history. All these other civilizations that existed, there are migration patterns, and when something happened bad in a certain area, people are going to migrate to different areas and start a new civilization. So let's be careful when we think that, oh, we are the original people of the world because we are black and in Africa, as if though that continent was never inhabited before our present Africans that we have. The Egyptians that we have today are not the Egyptians of the old. So let's be very, very cautious with our knowledge. And there is a system that runs the world. There is a system and intelligence that runs the world, whether you like it or not. It is there. And they speak in different languages. They speak in symbols. Now, whether you are familiar with it or you are not familiar, it doesn't change the fact that it is there. We are being ruled by a certain law. We have maritime law and we have civil law. Those are different implications. And the words that we use in our society, in our language, they come because of something. They are as a result of something. They are not just there by accident. It was put there by people that were way smarter that some of us cannot really converse with. Now, whether they are religious or they are anti-religious, but that order is there. And I'll mention this right now. Religion, why? Because it's very important. You have to remember, most of our societies were based on religion and the state, which means that the power being occupied by the head of state occupied a dual position of also being the religious leader. Whether they were doing the right thing or not, it doesn't matter, but they were in charge. So when someone is saying, why do we have to have the queen as someone with a monument? Remember, there was a time that the queen owned 3/4 of the planet. The empire of Britain spanned from India all the way to Australia to Africa. So let's just be careful. And that is why I say Africans, we need knowledge. We need to be patient, diligent, and we need to be strategic. Whether we get angry and just run and complain, it's not going to work because the powers that be are very organized. They are very patient. They have designed a system that you and we are using to function on. So for you to defeat that system, you must understand it. They call it the matrix. You must understand it. If you don't understand it, you're just going to do a little thing here and you think that you brought change. Oh, no, come on. It is change, but it is not enough because you were not humble enough to see these institutions all around the different, whether it's Islam, Buddhists, and Christians, and all of that, going back to the Egyptians and the Mayans and the Aztecs and Incas, there's been different ways that they approach things, and that is knowledge. Whether it's your chemistry that you have today, it's your philosophy, it's your geography, it came from a religious perspective because there is a divine order in place that peoples of our past, they knew it and they put it in place and try to pass it on to you through the religious books, of which some of it, chemistry and all these other studies that we're having nowadays. But there were ancient studies that were designed so that you can digest this information and then you use it. And it is being used in let's say what they say first world countries to develop their infrastructure. It is there. But we don't have that organization. Africans, if we have a history, we were that great. Where did we keep our history? And I'm not just bashing ourselves that, okay, hey, I come from a blacksmith family, but my grandfather, we don't have no document to show you how to make the knives, how we dug things to make iron in order to convert it into tools and stuff
Brother
like
man.
that. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, yeah, but those knowledge I pass on is not written, but mainly I taught within the family. So even though there's no paper document how to do this, how to do that, you are taught from your childhood until you become an adult. Then you can live. You can also live on
That is
what
called
your parent or
apprenticeship. That's
grandfather
true.
taught you.
That's true. That's called
Yeah, so
apprenticeship. The question is,
you cannot accuse our ancestor by not documenting what they have taught us, but
sir,
they
excuse
documented
me.
it through you and I, right?
Yes, sir. Please, when I'm talking, I really need you to pay attention to the stuff that I'm saying detailedly. Don't just talk because you want to talk. Please pay attention because I'm mentioning key things without some of them that I don't break them down so much, but you need to really listen. Those apprenticeship. Okay, why is it that we didn't put this stuff in an order so that we can pass it on, whether it's through books, in order to use to dominate the other society? We have to go. The system that is winning is not our system that we just pass it to the family. Am I correct? We are using the system that has been documented through their books, whether it be through whatever religious books and other books, chemistry, geography, all those books that we are talking about. Where is it the
Brother, I
ones that we are not for
disagree.
our
Brother,
African
I disagree
society?
with you.
I know you would disagree because you don't understand it. I do agree with you.
No. If you say, listen, it could be at your family lineage, you didn't document it. But I want you to go learn this our anthropologist that just died about 2 years ago. They call him Kalala Omatunde. He speaks in French, but he's originally from Cameroon. Kalala Omatunde. Please go and buy a book. Or that man, he will explain everything. What African, even those European languages, everything derived from the African language.
Sir,
Those
sir,
Greek and Roman
But
empire
sir,
that you are
you know
talking
what,
about,
that is wrong. And
derived
by the
from
way, I want you
African
to
Camera,
know.
you
languages.
know
So
what,
go buy
Hold
Omatunde
on.
book and
Hold
read.
on.
Camera, you know what?
Sir, by
Let
the
me
way, I
tell
study
you guys.
anthropology.
Wait,
I have a first degree in anthropology,
let me
just for
say
your
something.
information.
You
I
know
want you to
what?
just know that. I have a first degree in anthropology for your information. And what you're
Oh,
saying is not enough.
brother. That man that I'm talking about is well learned. He is
Okay, you
well
still
learned.
don't get it.
Up to now, brother.
I'm telling you, I'm a
I
student of
want you to go learn
anthropology,
about
and
Kalala
you
Omatunde.
You know what?
Learn
You know what?
about Kalala
I
Omatunde
could
before you
understand
start
what this my brother
promoting
Dan
those
saying.
European stuff.
he still don't get it.
Did-
I spoke about the Mayans, I spoke about the Incas, I spoke about the Egyptians and stuff, which you don't know all about them. And yet you want to challenge me on
Brother,
something
we
you
know
know very
all
little
these
about.
things. We were just listening to you because of respect. We know all these things that you talk about.
No, you don't know. You pick one thing.
But I
You
want
pick
you to go
one thing.
learn about Kalala Omatunde. Kalala Omatunde, buy his book, or if you want, I can
Oh
give
my
you some
God.
for free. I want you to learn that. Then you will
Oh my God.
learn about what really Africa is.
Did anyone understand what I was saying at all? Or I was just ramping here. My,
No,
my,
but I
my
understand
aim is
you.
not to disrespect anybody. My aim is that we're sharing information knowledge, and we should be humble to know that some people
Matt,
do study
yeah,
more than
yeah, Matter
others.
want to
I'm
talk.
not trying to brag here, but I hate when I'm not here to show off, but I don't want somebody
No,
to
brother,
bring
you were
their little
bragging.
to
You were
just
bragging.
to
You
talk.
are even promoting. You are promoting the
Hello,
Western way
guys,
of
please,
Oh my
knowledge.
please,
God.
please,
Okay.
please. Order in the courtroom. Okay, please. Our time is up, and we wanted Mr. Casey to just round up this program for us, but we appreciate him for his contribution and all the wisdom that he has given us today. We appreciate Mr. Kamara, Mr. Bond to do it, Mr. Good what?
Good to be real. Good to be real.
Good to be real.
Good.
Yes, we
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
you all. But we have someone here who has not said anything since from the beginning. Hello, Leonie.
Hi, good evening.
Thanks for joining. You
I
said
hope
in
you
the
can
comment
hear me.
section that you wanted to
Yeah.
contribute something.
Yeah, I greet everyone.
You're welcome.
Now,
Thank
good evening
you.
from different places. And me, I from Cotonou, Benin Republic.
Okay,
But
wow.
right now, I'm working. Yeah, I'm working in Lebanon.
Okay.
Okay, so I joined the live. I was scrolling, I can't see the live. I say, okay, let me say something. And I love the topic because I am African, so I have to love my history and my everything culture. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What me I want to say, not anything by religion or whatever. What me I want to know. Yeah, in before I joined, I was hearing somebody was talking. He said that we Africa we cannot be union. That topic I see say many people disagree and some people agree. Yeah, it's true. before the whole Africa can come to union that we can call ourselves one country, abi one continent that we call. I don't really understand. We each country how to come together first. What I mean be say, in each country in Africa, you can see say when they want to do election, there is many argument, many dragging, some are enemy to the other. If it's like that, how are we coming to come as a one country, as Africa as a whole? Which they say clean your house before you go and clean someone's house. So if we are waiting for this dream of coming to pass like one Africa, we have to have our own, we have to have one union in each country before talking about general as Africa as a whole. I don't know if you are making sense.
You're making sense.
So that is what I think we should do. So that after we settle that one and each country have their own union as a one country and we are one in our country, then we can able to get up of, okay, let's plan how to be one Africa. Then if all of us, everybody agree to that, then I know say we all will stand for one thing as Africa. We can win any battle and we can go to any land to win any battle that is our front, as in the colonization that the other country come and invest on us.
And it's very
So that
true.
is my own that's
Thank
my
you
own little
so much.
contribution. I don't know whether I'm making sense.
You're making a lot of sense, Sister Leonie. Trust me.
Because if we don't do that, how are we going to fight the other people? Because the other people, for now, we know that they have power more than us. But if
Very
we get up as a one country, as Africa, there's
mm.
nothing can stop us to win our freedom as Africa. But first, if
Exactly.
we are not one in each country, that dream will never come to pass.
Mm.
That's what I want to contribute. What
Thank
I
you
want to
so
contribute.
much,
I
Sister
don't know.
Leonie, for coming and helping us to close this session of our program Life for Africans in the
Okay.
Diaspora. I want to appreciate all our guests we've had in the house today and for their contributions. And I want to encourage you all for coming and to keep coming. We'll still be live next week, Wednesday and Friday. Sorry I was not present last week, Wednesday. Something actually kept me busy, but I'll try and make sure that whenever I'm not coming live, by the grace of God, I'll put it on my story so you guys can be informed that I'll not come. But unfailingly, I wish I can come every day. I promise you guys, Wednesday and Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. UAE time. So I'll be leaving you guys now.
And please, I want to say, let women be coming, because you see, just like the men thing, you see, the woman was able to make a very big contribution. We want to see more of the women because it was just like the men thing.
Oh
Thank you.
my.
Yeah, me too. I noticed that. Yalla, bye. Take care. Thank you very much.
Bye, sister. Thank you for coming. Thank you for just gracing
Bye.
this
You're welcome.
episode for us. You're the only lady that came this time around. For the past weeks, we'll be having ladies. So our brother says I should give him shout out. Hello, bro. I see you. Thanks for coming, Mr. Ran. Mr. Rants for Quartz Coop. Oh my goodness. Only your name. You're same like Mr. Shen Casey. Okay, but thanks for coming and I pray you keep coming. Guys, don't fail. Only
Okay.
you and I can make like they say tiny droplets of water makes up an ocean. So let's keep dropping. Let's keep dropping. Keep coming. Keep sharing. Keep telling
Yes,
people about the platform.
like
It's
what
still
you
a
just said,
baby
like what you
platform,
just said.
but I believe we are going somewhere. Is someone saying something?
Yeah, like what you just said. about a drop of water. I just want us to understand that, because many people are saying that unless we come together, yeah, it's true. But we should also understand that when they talk about this independent, where you hear other countries, this country that have independent, not everybody, not every indigenous of that country agree of the independent. Many people saw it as something that can never work, but today they have their independence. So it's just a matter of pushing forward. The others will follow. That's just all.
Yes, very true. I
That's right.
agree with you.
You're right.
So our sister
But
Mary Noel.
I noticed something.
Okay.
When, like, let me take
Yes.
example of Nigeria, what happened last year. I'm sorry, but I want to use their own what they do last year. When everybody get up, say they want their country to be fine, blah 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 blah. In the middle of this, people that have power, look how they kill themselves like animal. So then everybody scatter, then quench that those people that get up, and then then after 2 years later, election came. Then try to do something again, try to do everything, and end of it all, see what happened. So our prayer be say, let God, those people that is there, that is there, and they think that they can do and undo in each country. If God can bring those people down for us, we will have the Africa that we are wishing to have. But if those people, they are there, it will be very difficult, because they think that they have the power, they can do and undo. So
It's
I
true,
don't
Sister
know.
Leonie. It's only, see, when we keep talking about these things and we'll keep reminding our people that something is wrong in our society. So we'll always be
Something
aware.
is wrong.
Whenever we are praying, we'll still include that in our prayers. You get it? So it's only by you coming
Mm-hmm.
out here every day or once or twice a week. We keep repeating these things every day. Even your child, you keep correcting your child. When you give birth to a child, you keep correcting that child every day until he or she becomes an adult. So we'll keep repeating these things and we believe one day, I mean, just one day, things will change. We have another sister here. Let's have her say something before we go. Hello, Sister Mary Noel. You know, I wanted to end with our sister Leonie, but because she was the only lady we had today and myself, so this is the third lady. Hello, Sister Mary Noel. Please unmute yourself so we can go. I'm already 15 minutes late. Hello.
Hi, my dear. Good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for joining. Please tell us where you're streaming from and your country of origin, and then you can go ahead with your contribution. I saw you asking in the comment section. We discussed about life for Africans in the diaspora, everything about Africans in the diaspora, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you can go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not interested. Sorry.
Okay. Good night to
Oh,
you. Okay, thanks for all the participants. I appreciate you guys for your contributions and see you guys on Wednesday. Have a lovely week and enjoy yourself. Life no day two. Life no get duplicate. Just enjoy it as it is. Mr. Patience, why are you laughing at our sister now? She says she's not interested. And now you're just dying. You're just laughing in the comment section.
Please, let's
Barrister
follow one
MP,
another.
thanks
Let's follow
for
one another.
okay.
We should
yeah.
kindly follow one another.
Okay, yes, sure, I will do. Thank you so much, Mr. Shen Casey. See, now I know your name. I know your name now. So I'll try my best. I'll follow you guys. So enjoy your weekend and see you guys on Wednesday. I'll try as much as possible to download this video and cut it in little episodes and I'll download it. Then you guys will see it. You will hear your voices. You hear yourself speak. Okay? So enjoy your
Okay.
night. Bye bye. Good night. Good
Bye.
night.
Thank
See
you.
you on Wednesday. See you on Wednesday. Let's keep
Good
talking
night.
about it. We'll keep preaching. We'll keep preaching. It's for our kids. It's for the future generation. Okay. We are going to
Mm-hmm.
experience the change one day. One day now. One
Okay.
day. God will hear
I
our
think they
prayer.
end everything now.
That's right.